everybody knows that we work hard to craft these emails, these marketing emails, and when we send those out using tools such as MailChimp or Constant Contact, very often they land in spam or they are not being opened, and that is a big problem. Now let's talk a moment about what email marketing looks like. Andrea, you write quite a few marketing emails for our customers, right?
I do.
How do you approach that, and what is typically your strategy with marketing email?
Well, first of all, I do typically a rewrap of the blog post that I do, and I really want to make sure that it's distributed as widely as possible, and for that we have certain different channels that we use, MailChimp, for example. So really what the goal is, because we all know that people don't want to read books, is we redirect people from the newsletter that will land in their inbox to the website that they are going to go and visit.
Absolutely. So the problem is that very often, as I mentioned earlier, we use tools such as MailChimp or Constant Contact, which are widely known, but the problem is that our email clients, and an email client is where you go and read your email. Our email clients know how to recognize these marketing servers. So they will know this is an email sent by MailChimp. This is an email sent by Constant Contact. And they will automatically flag that email. And that is kind of a problem because you put in so much hard work into your marketing emails and then they don't get delivered. Now, yeah, you had. I just wanted to say that we are live, and you can comment, of course, if you have something to contribute.
Right.
Ask questions or comment. Yeah. Andrea, what did you want to say?
Well, I did just want to say that although an email may seem very short to read, it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of different things that you have to think about when you are packaging an email correctly. There's images and content that you have to curate and sort through to make sure that it's appropriate to the audience that you're sending. And then if you do have different audiences that you want to send it to, then you have to craft a completely different email. So it really is a shame when you spend a lot of time, a lot of resources to create an email that is not going to be delivered.
Right. And here is another reason why I am a huge proponent of emails. This is about the only platform out there that belongs to you entirely. Now let me explain what I mean by that. An email is, of course, an address that you have in a contact list, and when you send out an email, you choose to do that, and you can always choose to do so. And provided that the email gets delivered, you have transmitted a message, right? Now, what are we using as alternatives to email? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and those are all very effective marketing platforms, and we do encourage you to use them, but the problem is they don't belong to you. And as many of you have probably noticed is that at the beginning, when these platforms are new, you have a wide reach. And then all of a sudden, once they become more established, these companies want to make money with these platforms, and they make sure that they impede the reach, and they want you to pay money in form of advertisement to reach your followers or reach the people that have liked your page. And that is a problem. Also, you never know if a commercial company like Facebook or Instagram goes bankrupt, and if you have millions of followers on these platforms, you are at risk of losing one of your main sources of income. And that is not going to be the case if you have those millions of emails in a database that you can send out. I can tell you that Shanks started collecting emails in 2011, and that email list has been amazing because it allows us to in a constant way send out something helpful that shouldn't be too markety, but it should be informational and relevant. And it lets people know that you're still around. It lets people know that you are available whenever the time is right. I have had multiple people on my email list that have been on there for several years and only now reach out because they are finally ready to make a move and use our services. Now, I will share a few interesting statistics that I have gathered. I have, up until recently, used MailChimp as my online email marketing services. And then recently, as I said, I switched to something that was called Socket Labs. And that has increased my email deliverability and opening rate tremendously. Now let me show you the statistics. Okay, so here is my last 2 emails that I sent through MailChimp. You can see this line here that was the subject of the email. It was called Go Heavy on Video. So I send it out first, and then I send it out to people that have not opened the first mailing, and then it was posted to social media. And then this is the second email here, music therapy. By the way, subject lines are very important in email marketing. What do you know about subject lines that is important to increase the likelihood of someone opening the email?
Typically, you want to keep your subject lines under 10 words, and there's a certain amount of characters, emojis that you want to use as well, because when it becomes too spammy and it's too long, then it will be truncated, and it will also not be as effective as it could be.
Absolutely. So as you can see, my average opening rate, and this is years of data, guys, is always between 20 and 30%. So if you have 100 people in your mailing list, 20 to 30 actually open it, and then even less click the links that are in your email, right? So now, last week, as I told you, I tried a new email server that is not known in the industry as a marketing service such as MailChimp or Constant Contact. And I have seen unbelievable results from that. Let's look at the next slide. There we go. I sent this email here that is pictured, and you can see there were 316 people that I chose to send this to, and I got 334 opens. Now, some of those are duplicates. I looked at the exact unique numbers, and we ended up having 63% of unique openers of that email. And that is crazy, guys. Typically, emails, as I said, are between 20 and 30%. This year is 63%, and that gets close. The only better opening rate you have these days is on text messages. We are close to 99% on text messages, and I'm sure you've noticed that text messages and marketing in marketing news are increasing, but that's a topic for another time. Now, something else to point out here, we have 16 clicks. That's about 5% here. This is huge, guys. This is a big difference because it means that people are opening your content and they are clicking and actually getting more information. And of course, you can always see who was that, and then that means that that is a hot lead. So you might want to follow up with these people. Now, let's switch back to our main camera view here, and let's see if we got any questions in the chat. Do we have anything, Andrea?
We do not have anything
okay.
yet. However, I did just want to say that this is huge because the whole purpose of sending an email is to communicate with your audience that you have a new blog out, that you have a video, that you have something you're trying to promote. And if people aren't getting your emails, then all is in vain. But once they do, when they have that call to action to click to redirect them again to the website or whatever it is that you're trying to take your audience too, then you can say that you've at least got a shot at being really successful.
Yes. Well, this show here that we started and that we're going to have weekly around at 5:30 on Saturdays actually is all about marketing and also about reflecting onto our week as marketers. And this is really the highlight for me. Do you have anything else that sticks out to you, Andrea, that you see as a highlight for the week?
As someone who is highly involved and specializing in content, this to me is huge, because there is no point in doing what we do and creating it all if it goes nowhere. And it's nice to know that we now have an alternative to MailChimp and something that's almost too popular to be able to get the deliverability results that we want. This makes me over the moon, because you know that it's not anything inherently that you are creating or writing or researching that's not doing the trick. It literally has to deal with, does it land in the inbox or not? And now we have a solution to that.
Exactly. And the good thing here is, of course, that if you need help with this, setting this up for your own company, we can do that as Shanks. Just leave us a message, get in touch with us. Also, if you want to be on this mailing list that we send out a maximum once a week, very often it's bi-weekly, because if we get engulfed in our work or we don't have anything too important to say, we don't send out an email. This is a service to you guys. There's a lot of free information in there that others would have to pay for, but you get it for free. Now, you can help us tremendously by helping to share this video here. So go and comment, like, subscribe, whatever the platform you see this has as the terminology for following and sticking around. That would help us very, very much. With that being said, it's getting close to 6 o'clock here in San Antonio, Texas, and I wish all of you a great Saturday night and a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye now.